Mesal here. Can you hear me well?
Yes, go ahead.
Great, thank you very much. I always love to travel to Jordan. I've done that many, many times. And every time I come to Jordan, I feel like home. Unfortunately, due to a lot of commitments after Eid holidays, I couldn't make it this time, but inshallah, I promise next time I will be there. So my name is Andreas. I had over 50 years of experience in implementing facility management systems. And I'm also a member of the ISO 55000 and facility management technical committees. One of them is ISO 41016, which is facility management and technology. So I will take the V out of engineers Hani presentation and bring you back to reality, back to the basic systems. Let me start by just mentioning the terminology. Currently, when we're talking about computer-aided facility management, there are 3 levels of technologies that we are looking into, which is the CMMS and which is the computerized maintenance management system. That is how everything started 30 years ago. Everything was just a maintenance system. Computer-aided facility management came the last 10, 15 years to integrate maintenance with computer-aided tools like AutoCAD, BIM, GPS, and so on. And then nowadays, because of the real estate management, space management, and all these changes that came with the coronavirus, we are talking about an integrated workplace management system, which allows you to manage properties, space management, and currently energy management. So just to distinguish between the 3, I have color-coded CMMS into white, CAFM into yellow, and IWMS into blue. And note that CMMS is the base, CAFM is over CMMS, and IWMS covers everything. So what can we expect from such a system? First of all, is the asset management, which is very important to manage. You know, as engineer Mustafa Saleh mentioned in his speech in the hospital, it is very important to have all the different biomedical equipment and all other equipment, including our buildings, properties connected together. So the first thing that I would say that a CAFM system is responsible for is to have the full cycle of the asset management, whatever we have. The second part is to be able to get requests coming from the field, from end customers, from users, whereby which this is sent back to the back office, where services are being assigned into tasks and checklists to different technicians or different contracts, subcontractors outside our establishment, where authorization is managed through a workflow. And a very important aspect of CAFM is to manage corrective maintenance, but also to drive the planning of our preventive maintenance work that we're doing, being able to schedule technicians, and technicians will be going out with mobiles. We are able to collect labor, that is time we spent, the materials that are used, and obviously to identify the costs against the budget. Throughout this process, we are able to manage quality, associate quality to ISO like 14,000, 18,000, JCI for hospitals and so on. So are able to have a full system of reporting, KPIs, managing projects, including the availability to see everything on a mobile unit. Going on to the CAFM part, the aided part, is where we see integration with AutoCAD, building information modeling, which I will show you an example. And we are moving now, we are at a point that everything now is going towards sustainability, which means we need to start using things like IoT devices to sensor and integrate this information, associate this information with the functionality that we have, and being able to do energy management, and then go to the integrated workplace management system, which I will be able to manage any leasing, any tenant management, my space, even key management, all the way to look in the future as to what my capital is worthwhile. CAFM system comes into different shapes and modules. But in general, you can see things like an asset management and maintenance management module, real estate management, property management, space management, and integrated services to finance or end users. But as I said before, the future and where we are right now, we are in the sustainability, and I will explain what I mean by that. CAFM systems allows us to manage a full cycle of everything we do on a daily basis as facility management companies, either internal or external. So this includes our hard services, our soft services, and our real estate services that we provide maybe to end users. Everything is related to a customer contract. So a CAFM system will allow us, first of all, to sign a contract with the customer. And once we sign and we document it and we put exactly what we need, when we're going to do it, how much it's going to cost us, what is the duration of the contract, we are able to plan ahead and define what the jobs are. We are able to prepare any work orders and schedule work orders, corrective and preventive maintenance, dispatch our people, get information from them in terms of what are they doing, monitor whatever the information we receive, completion, identify profitability, and bill the customer at the end of the day. A CAFM system will allow us to onboard any customer. So once a contract is signed, that's how a customer starts working with us. And then obviously we don't want to do that, but there is also the offboarding. And nowadays we are talking about integration. Okay, so integration of different modules, including CRM type of systems, customer relationship management. Obviously our call center and help desk, which now is available through mobiles by end users, and being able to provide a number of KPIs and dashboards. So us and the customer can see what we are doing, as well as being able to track what we're doing using mobility. Integration is also related to sensors. So we integrate with our BMS. We integrate with our back office ERP finance systems, enterprise resource planning systems. Any procurement will go back to the procurement of the company at the back office, our ERP again, and any subcontractor interfaces like time management or any other system is something that a CAFM should or will or does support. It is a system that it provides us with an operational support management, where I am able, as an FM expert, to be able to monitor all the workflows, the service level agreements, time, quality, continuously analyze priorities, identify issues, being able to manage my resources, provide improvement, provide finance management, minimize my costs, and at the end of the day, we'll have a full asset management and performance. The end customer is able, through their own interface, to be able to log in into the system. So once they enter into the system, they are able to see their own interface, whereby which they are able to manage work. They are able to define and log a call. But at the same time, nowadays, we need to be transparent. So if we are an FM provider, then the customer should be able to have access to their information, to be able to see through business intelligence interfaces, things like the property management, space management, their wealth in a way, the type of work that is currently being done, how much we are performing and how much we are able to provide them using either a mobile or a back office system. Our technicians are using mobility to identify where the issue is, so they can, through GPS, to see exactly, and GIS systems, to see exactly what it is, to be able to manage any type of work assignments, team assignments, material use, sign off the work. So technology is there today to provide mobile field services. Integration to AutoCAD allows us to see where the problems is, allow us to see where each individual asset is and how it's being used accordingly, being able to provide the and drill into specific reports. BIM, Building Information Modeling, allows us to see our building, and by selecting a particular space, I'm able to see how this is related to my environment. At the same time, I'm able to look at my assets. And for instance, if I look at a space of my assets, I will be able, through BIM, to be able to see my building. And let's say this is a hospital. And let's say I have here a pump. Clicking on the pump, I will be able to see where the pump is, so I can minimize the model. What is important about this information is that I can see exactly what it is, and I can see what else is affecting, which space is affecting. So I can simply go from a list of assets to a specific assets and look at the information, or I can go and click on an asset, and then I can find what this asset is, and I can see all the information related to this asset, and I can see what is affecting this asset, where is it connected, so I can just simply move and drill into my building, look at my space, where is this coming from, any pipes, whatever is there. And this is coming to things like from Revit models, okay, which is important that we need to, as we build new buildings, we need to move to technology and try to see whether we can build our buildings using this technology, because it is not the future, it is the current. And in Dubai, for instance, all government buildings must be designed through BIM. And the advantage of that is that I'm able to see the problems that are occurring on a specific location within the building. So if I have all this information, I'm able, through my CAFM system, to get my key performance indicators, which is financial, technical, and organization. And this is based on information coming from the work orders. For instance, if through my work orders, I'm able to get my failure analysis, I can see what in the long term it will run or not. Service level agreement, something very important that we need to manage, because everything is about cost nowadays, and everybody's cost sensitive. Producing very sophisticated dashboards where the flexibility is there, using technologies like Power BI to be able to see cost per property, activity happening, amount spent, cost spent. And something else that was requested before the break in terms of timing. Nowadays, we don't just talk about response times. Nowadays, we are talking about time to respond in terms of a call coming in, time to attend, time to finish the work, and time to check the work that has been done. So we need to go down to a very much detail and be able to see, based on my SLAs, what is the percentage and how am I hitting these percentages? Because it's not enough just to monitor one single. I need to know how much time does it take my technicians to move around in a country. I need to be able to find the best route. I need to know which equipment are costing me. I need to know where my issues are and how to approach them to fix them. And this is where it leads us to an online, if you like, environment, where all the new generation equipment have a building IoT, Internet of Things item, where you can connect and be able to measure temperatures, energy, motion, anything that you would like. So I could take like a space whereby which I'm able to monitor what space is utilized. So from my system, I can see green is available, red is not available. I can see or used, or there are people in there. I can see things like workplaces, so all these desks which are free and which are not. People are still working from home, so we need to take advantage of that and being able to see how to minimize space so we maximize our return on properties. And I can see things like temperature control. This could be on our system, it could be on our mobile, it could be outside the room. And then all this relates to sustainability. In all the committees that I am, all the ISO committees, and everywhere I am, in every conference I go, there is one word: sustainability. So all the technologies are converging to sustainability. Well, why is that? Because 35% of the energy consumption in the world comes from the building sector, comes from facility managing buildings. And 38% of the total global energy-related emissions, CO2 emissions, come from the building. So we need to save the world. All over the world, people are talking about ESG. ESG to the FM provider means I need to maintain my equipment so they are environmental free, they provide a happy environment to my people, and are in line with the government regulations. So this is what ESG means to us. How do we do it? FM systems, CAFM systems currently have a sustainability management system whereby which we are able to define what our objectives. Our objectives could be, I want to minimize energy by 10% in the next year. I'm able through the sensors to measure what is happening, and I'm able to find opportunities where I can maybe improve my energy consumption, my CO2 emissions better, and then make the improvement, and at the same time be able to provide a footprint of reduction. This is now, we are now at the point where this kind of technology is available. In fact, we have technologies, as I will mention before, for BMS systems, whereby which I'm able to get this information. And once I get this information to a CAFM system, I'm able to present it in a form of a map, in a form of a graph, in a form of any type of bar or pie chart, so I can see what my emissions, my energy management is. And that goes back to related to the corrective and preventive maintenance. So I would be able to drill down by double clicking on an amount. I should be able to see if there is any issues related that I need to send a technician. And again, companies, for instance, this is from Schneider, but everybody's doing it. The convergence, we are now at the point that are looking for CAFM systems to be integrated with the BMS systems. So for instance, when you have your building, whatever you put in the building, you'll be able to see them through your BIM model, something that's called digital twins, being able to immediately get assets on board into a CAFM system, being able to put any recommendations, manage technicians, send technicians out, technicians do the diagnostics, do the interventions, they do the work, and everything goes back to both the CAFM and the BMS system, so everybody is aware what is happening. So closing up, what are the benefits of CAFM? Well, to monitor everything, to minimize costs, increase productivity, manage our assets, being able to efficiently manage our tools and any other resources that I have, maximize our profitability if I'm an FM provider. collaborate. This digital transformation is nothing else than being able to have the collaboration between end users, associated, repair centers, contractors, everything under an environment. Manage time, manage service level agreements, manage quality, manage energy. This is what CAFM is today. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Andreas.